1948. We just survived the biggest massacre of Jews known to history. Okay. We arrived there only because we want a place to live. We agree to take 20% for ourselves. They say no. They start a war. Now take us through it. Who attacks? What does it say, first of all, in the Declaration of Independence? The Jewish Declaration of Independence. Do they say we want to fight a war, the Jews?
No. They actually offered to, treat all citizens that may have fallen, as you know, at all citizens, regardless of creed, ethnicity, free rights. And as you know, there are 2 million Palestinians living in Israel today.
Thank you.
They're most commonly referred to as Arab Israelis. Most people wouldn't even acknowledge that simple, basic fact. That
Okay,
one in every 4 humans that you run into is a Palestinian if you're in Israel.
It's insane. And we're going to get into apartheid in a little bit, but right now let's just continue on with the history of wars and peace negotiations and land for peace and all that jazz. So 1948, the Jews declare independence. They say we want to live side by side in peace, et cetera, et cetera. What happens?
So you have an invasion of Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Egypt. Now the Palestinians are no longer playing in the sandbox anymore. They're done. And as I stated before, the reason they were done is because those Arab countries, in their own words, in their own text, were coming into Palestine to steal whatever was going to go to the Arabs and to certainly kill and steal all Jewish land and territory that up until that point had been purchased legally. So any territory that Israel had and the state that was created was not on any stolen land. You could not prove otherwise.
And super important, the Jews did not start a war.
They did not start a war.
They
The last thing that, as you stated,
war.
what other things people don't understand is because the British were in control, you couldn't immigrate to Israel or Palestine before May. Some people forget about this. The Jews, the survivors of the Holocaust, up until 1948 May, were stuck in the concentration camps. Now the ovens had been turned off, but that's where all the DPs were living because nobody would take them. So Israel was not interested in war. What they wanted to do was bring every last Jew who had survived the Holocaust back to their ancestral homeland, rehabilitate their souls, their lives, and move on. That was the goal of the Jewish state. She had no desire to fight a war against all those Arab countries.